Buddhism is a philosophy that teaches us to be mindful of our thoughts and actions. One of the most important lessons in Buddhism is the power of not reacting. This means that we should not react to negative situations with anger or frustration, but instead, we should remain calm and composed. In this video, we will explore the lessons of Buddhism on why we should not react and the incredible power of not reacting. Lesson number 1. Maintaining inner peace. Maintaining inner peace stands as the cornerstone of spiritual well-being. Buddhism, with its timeless wisdom, guides us toward the realization that true tranquility is not contingent upon external circumstances, but is an unwavering flame that flickers within us. The incredible power of not reacting becomes a key to unlock the gates of this inner sanctuary. At the heart of maintaining inner peace lies the practice of mindful breathing. In the hustle and clamor of daily life, the simple act of conscious breathing serves as a bridge between the outer chaos and the serenity within. The teachings of Buddhism encourage us to embrace each breath as a sacred moment, a chance to return to the present and ground ourselves in the stillness that resides at our core. The power of not reacting does not imply indifference, but rather a wise detachment. By not allowing external events to dictate our internal state, we cultivate a sense of liberation. Buddhism teaches that attachment to outcomes, possessions, or relationships can become a source of suffering. Through non-reaction, we learn to hold these aspects of life with an open hand, allowing them to come and go without disturbing the tranquil waters of our inner being. Buddhist philosophy beautifully articulates the concept of impermanence, the understanding that all things are in a constant state of flux. By not reacting impulsively to the fleeting nature of circumstances, we embrace the dance of impermanence with grace. Inner peace is not disrupted by the transitory highs and lows. Instead, it becomes a steady undercurrent, undisturbed by the ephemeral nature of the external world. In the journey of maintaining inner peace through the incredible power of not reacting, Buddhism beckons us to discover the profound truth that amidst the cacophony of life, a tranquil refuge exists within. It is a sanctuary where the mind, untethered from the chains of reactive patterns, can blossom into a garden of peace, allowing us to navigate the ebb and flow of existence with grace and unwavering equanimity. Lesson number 2. Breaking the cycle of suffering. It is an undeniable thread that weaves its way through the fabric of existence. Buddhism, with its profound insights, offers a transformative perspective on suffering, presenting not merely a means of enduring it, but a path to breaking free from its cyclic grip. The teachings of Buddhism acknowledge that suffering is an inherent part of life, arising from the impermanent nature of all things. The cycle of suffering is characterized by the relentless pursuit of pleasure and the aversion to pain, both of which contribute to an unending cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. The incredible power of not reacting emerges as a liberating force within this cycle. When faced with adversity or discomfort, our instinctual reaction is often to resist or escape, perpetuating a cycle of reactive activity that intensifies our suffering. However, by choosing not to react impulsively, we disrupt this habitual pattern and create a space for genuine understanding and transcendence. Buddhism teaches us that suffering is not solely a result of external circumstances, but is deeply intertwined with our reactions to those circumstances. The second noble truth, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, asserts that craving and attachment are the roots of suffering. By not reacting impulsively, we interrupt the automatic response of craving or aversion, thereby undermining the very foundation of suffering. The practice of non-reaction encourages us to approach challenges with a calm and clear mind. Instead of being entangled in the web of emotional reactions, we become observers of our thoughts and feelings. In this observant state, we gain insight into the nature of our suffering, its origins, its transience, and its dependence on our responses. Lesson number 3. Emotional regulation. One of the cornerstones of Buddhism is the cultivation of emotional intelligence. Not reacting doesn't mean suppressing emotions. Rather, it entails understanding and regulating them through mindfulness. We develop the capacity to observe our emotions without being enslaved by them. This skillful non-reaction enables us to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and compassion, rather than being swept away by the turbulent currents of our feelings. The practice of patience through non-reaction fosters empathy and understanding. By withholding impulsive judgments, we create space for compassionate responses. This compassion extends not only to others, but also to us, recognizing that we too are on a journey of growth and self-discovery. In the stillness of patience, we find the capacity to extend kindness to both the world around us and the inner realms of our own being. Developing patience through the incredible power of not reacting is a transformative journey that goes beyond mere endurance. It is an invitation to embrace the beauty of unfolding moments, to navigate challenges with grace, and to cultivate a heart that is steady in the midst of life's uncertainties. As we tread the path of patience guided by the teachings of Buddhism, we discover a reservoir of strength within, a strength that allows us to endure, grow, and embody the timeless wisdom of non-reactive patience. Lesson number 4, mindfulness practice. At the heart of Buddhism is the idea of being aware and focused. This means not instantly reacting to things. Instead, we practice mindfulness, which is about being fully engaged in the present moment. With mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts and reactions without being critical of ourselves. This gives us room to make thoughtful decisions. Being mindful helps us see things clearly and understand them better, so we can respond wisely instead of just reacting instinctively. The power of not reacting finds its roots in the rich soil of mindfulness, where each moment becomes an opportunity for profound self-awareness and transformation. Mindfulness is all about being fully present in the moment. It helps us leave behind past worries and future fears so we can focus on what's happening right now. The key is to be aware without immediately reacting to everything. By observing each moment without getting swept up in impulsive reactions, we can tap into the amazing power of not reacting. By practicing not reacting, we learn to observe the ebb and flow of our mental landscape with equanimity. This observant stance allows us to witness our reactions without being ensnared by them, creating a space for conscious choice and intentional response. Mindful practice teaches us to navigate the mental storm with calm and centered awareness. Rather than impulsively reacting to the turbulence of thoughts and emotions, we discover the serene eye of the storm, a space of stillness that remains untouched by the chaos swirling around it. Mindfulness guides us towards non-attachment, a fundamental principle in Buddhism. The power of not reacting is closely aligned with our ability to observe thoughts and emotions without clinging to them. As we develop non-attachment, we free ourselves from the grip of habitual reactions, allowing a sense of spaciousness and freedom to permeate our consciousness. Lesson number 5, overcoming ego. In Buddhism, it's important to work on getting rid of our ego to become enlightened. Our ego is like a fake version of ourselves that keeps us stuck in limited thinking and feeling attached to things we want or being insecure. It's really powerful to not react to things because it helps break down our ego and move closer to freedom. When we react impulsively, especially in moments of conflict or challenge, it is often the ego at the forefront, defending its perceived territory. The power of not reacting, however, introduces a pause, a sacred moment where we can observe the ego's machinations without succumbing to its demands. This intentional pause allows us to detach from the need to prove ourselves, fostering a sense of inner security that transcends the fleeting victories of the ego. The power of not reacting dissolves the divisive tendencies associated with ego. As we refrain from asserting ourselves in every situation, a profound shift occurs from a mindset of separation and distinction to one of interconnectedness and unity. This dissolution of ego-driven divisiveness fosters harmony in relationships, creating a space for understanding and compassion to flourish. Buddhist teachings encourage us to view the ego not as an enemy to be conquered, but as a construct to be understood and transcended. In the light of non-reaction, we cultivate a compassionate witness to the ego's theatrics, recognizing that the ego's demands for recognition and control are but fleeting illusions on the grand stage of existence. Lesson number 6, developing wisdom. In the realm of Buddhism, the cultivation of wisdom holds a place of profound significance. The power of not reacting is intimately entwined with this quest for wisdom, offering a transformative journey into the depths of understanding. As we delve further into the exploration of developing wisdom, we uncover essential aspects that guide us toward a more enlightened existence. In the face of challenges, instead of reacting with resistance, wisdom encourages us to acknowledge the impermanence of difficulties. This acknowledgement opens the door to resilience, allowing us to flow with the currents of change rather than resisting the inevitable ebb and flow of life. When we choose not to react impulsively to conflicts or misunderstandings, we create an opportunity to perceive the interconnectedness of our experiences. Wisdom arises from the realization that our actions have far-reaching consequences, affecting not only ourselves, but also the intricate fabric of the world around us. By navigating life with this awareness, we contribute to the harmony of the interconnected whole. Wisdom in Buddhism transcends the limitations of dualistic thinking. The tendency to perceive the world in terms of opposites, such as good or bad, right or wrong. Not reacting allows us to step back from the binary judgments that often cloud our understanding. By observing our reactions or the intentional lack thereof, we gain insights into the patterns of our mind. Wisdom blossoms as we discern which reactions lead to suffering and which pave the way for harmony and understanding. Through this experiential learning, we refine our capacity to navigate the intricate terrain of existence, guided by the compass of wisdom, as we traverse the landscapes of impermanence, interconnectedness, non-duality, and experiential learning. We unearth the treasures of a wisdom that transcends the limitations of mere knowledge. In the luminosity of this wisdom, we discover a profound clarity that illuminates the path to a more compassionate, insightful, and harmonious way of being. Lesson number 7. Enhancing self-control. Self-control is the ability to manage our thoughts, emotions, and actions in alignment with our deepest values and aspirations. The teachings of Buddhism underscore the importance of this virtue, emphasizing that true freedom arises when we are no longer slaves to our fleeting desires and impulses. By choosing not to react impulsively, we exercise a conscious restraint that goes beyond the immediate moment. This restraint is not a suppression of authenticity, but rather a thoughtful pause that allows us to respond to life's challenges with clarity and purpose. It is a recognition that not every situation demands an immediate reaction, and in the space of non-reaction, we find the freedom to act in accordance with our highest ideals. Buddhism teaches us that self-control is not about rigid suppression, but rather a skillful navigation of the intricate dance between desires and the higher self. It is about understanding the impermanence of cravings and aversions, recognizing that the transient nature of these impulses does not define our true essence. Through the power of not reacting, we learn to detach ourselves from the ebb and flow of momentary desires, fostering a profound sense of inner stability. In embracing the incredible power of not reacting, we embrace the transformative potential of self-control. It is a conscious choice to navigate the complexities of life with grace, to respond rather than react, and to embody the essence of our truest selves. Through this practice, we unfold the layers of our being, revealing the strength and resilience that arise from a heart and mind guided by the profound wisdom of not reacting impulsively, but instead responding with the intentional grace of self-control. Lesson number 8. Reducing stress. The fast and busy world we live in can often make us feel stressed, but choosing not to react can help us feel better. When we let go of our reactions, our body and mind feel calm. Stress goes away and we feel at ease and happy. Not reacting is like a shield that protects us from the harmful effects of constant stress. It helps us stay healthy and full of energy. The power of not reacting is intertwined with the Buddhist principle of non-attachment. Stress often arises from our attachment to specific outcomes, desires, or expectations. Through non-reaction, we loosen the grip of attachment, allowing for a more flexible and adaptive mindset. As we let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, stress loses its foothold, making room for a more peaceful and accepting state of being. Buddhist practices frequently emphasize the transformative power of breath awareness. Not reacting provides an opportunity to turn inward, focusing on the breath as an anchor in the present moment. This conscious attention to the breath serves as a powerful tool to regulate the autonomic nervous system, promoting relaxation and reducing the physiological markers of stress. The power of not reacting carves out a space for stillness amidst the cacophony of demands and expectations. This stillness becomes a sanctuary for the mind to rest and rejuvenate. The reduction of stress is not merely a byproduct, but a deliberate outcome of this intentional practice of cultivating inner peace. The power of not reacting, when applied with mindfulness and intentionality, becomes a transformative elixir for stress reduction. As we tread the path illuminated by Buddhist teachings, we discover that the capacity to choose thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions is indeed a gateway to a life marked by serenity, balance, and an enduring sense of well-being. Lesson number 9, fostering growth. When faced with adversity, choosing not to react impulsively becomes a conscious decision to water the roots of our inner strength. This intentional non-reaction allows us to redirect our energy towards constructive endeavors, enabling us to learn from challenges and setbacks rather than succumbing to frustration. Fostering growth through the incredible power of not reacting involves a profound shift in perspective. It invites us to view difficulties not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for learning and refinement. In the absence of immediate reactions, we gain the clarity to assess situations objectively and extract valuable lessons from them. Consider a tree weathering a storm. In the face of powerful winds, it remains firmly rooted, bending gracefully rather than breaking. Similarly, the power of not reacting allows us to bend with the winds of life's challenges, adapting and growing stronger in the process. This flexibility becomes the hallmark of our personal evolution as we learn to embrace change and uncertainty with an open heart. As we continue to cultivate this transformative skill, we find ourselves not only breaking free from the shackles of reactivity, but also soaring to new heights of understanding, compassion, and resilience in the garden of our lives. The power of not reacting becomes the catalyst for a flourishing landscape of personal growth and enduring well-being. So the incredible power of not reacting, as elucidated by the profound teachings of Buddhism, unveils a path to inner peace, emotional intelligence, and personal evolution. Lesson number 9, fostering growth. By harnessing this power, we transcend the limitations of impulsive reactions, unlocking the door to a life enriched by mindfulness, patience, wisdom, and sustained well-being. In the gentle embrace of non-reaction, we discover the extraordinary capacity to navigate life's complexities with grace, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. If you found value in what you've seen, don't forget to show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. And guess what? The excitement doesn't stop here. Stay tuned for our next video where we dive even deeper into the wisdom for real life. Until then, take care and stay awesome.